Okay, focus. Things have been fixed, apparently. At least it seems that way. That's what I'm going by. So hopefully that is now no longer an issue. As I'm going to look and make sure I see what you guys are seeing to make sure it looks okay before I proceed. And it looks like it does for the most part. So we will go with it. In fact, I think I can, well, I don't want to lose the dice tray. That's the problem. So I'm going to have to lose some of the score sheet here at the right-hand side, but that's okay. Hello, Joel. Hello, Ben. Yeah, much better. All it is, I couldn't go in and edit the settings on the webcam while it was still attached to YouTube, so I had to close YouTube, go to the webcam settings. I don't have it on autofocus, but somehow I got it out of focus, so I put it back to where I tested the focus and it was good. So now hopefully we are in good shape. So now we're ready to get going. Texas and the Yankees. The Yankees enter the game 13-6, Texas 8-9. Starting pitchers, Ed Correa. He's got a record of 2-0. Right-hander against left-hander Dennis Rasmussen. He's 1-0. Ballpark effects are 11 for both lefties and righties for both home runs and singles, so very symmetrical there. Hello, Kenyon. Good to see you again. Texas could be in trouble, though, because wild pitch rating for Correa is a 20, and the pass ball rating for Slots is 16. So if you get a wild pitch or a pass ball, it's almost guaranteed to happen. And balk is 0, however. For the Yankees, Rasmussen's a wild pitch of 8 and balk is 0. On the running game, also they're in trouble. It's a +5 because Correa's a +7 and Slots a +1 for a +8, but +5 is as high as you can get, obviously. Rasmussen, not that much better. He's a +3 and Skinner's a 0, so that's a +3 there. This is game number 134, another game on the April 28th block. After this game, there'll be 3 more games remaining on this date, and they're all the West Coast games that were played on the 27th. Boston at Oakland, Detroit at Seattle, and Milwaukee at California. So the next game after this is going to be Boston at Oakland, Jeff Sellers against Joaquin Andujar. That'll be the next game after this. But right now, we are focusing on, and pardon the pun, we are focusing on this game. And Ed Correa finishing up the warm-up tosses. And he'll be facing Mr. Ricky Henderson. Ricky Henderson. Hello, Hardwood. Good to see you. My birthday is April 13th, so we're in the same month. I will be 60 this year when it comes around. All right, here is Ricky Henderson hitting .318, a homer and 2 runs driven in. To complete the numbers on Correa, he's 2-0, but his ERA is 6.75. 15 innings pitched, 12 hits, 11 walks, and 14 strikeouts. The 11 walks and 15 innings is what's been getting him into trouble. And I tell you what, if you walk Ricky Henderson, it's almost an automatic double. So he's going to get second base. But we're underway, 6-3. And that's a fly ball right field X. That is Sierra. He's a 2 with an E12. 2 and a 6 should be okay. We will make that double check. A 2 and a 6 is going to be an F2, so he'll get to it. He's an E12, means he has to avoid 3, 4, 13, 14, 16, and 18. 3, 4, 13, 14, 16, and 18. And he does. That's a 10, so it's good play for Sierra, and they keep Ricky off the bases. Good idea if you are Texas. Next up is Willie Randolph, the venerable Willie Randolph. Randolph is hitting .324, no homers, 11 driven in. That's a 3-7, and that's going to be a walk. So Randolph will walk, and he might be looking to get the lead. Only way he gets it, though, is on a 3. Has to be a 3 to get the lead. He can't get the lead, so he will hold. And here comes Donnie Baseball. Mattingly on the replay, hitting .286, 2 homers, 13 driven in. That's a 1-9, and that's a ballpark blast, 1-11, but that's a 13, so he's going to hit a deep fly to right field. He just got under it, and Sierra puts it away. So Mattingly unable to get that home run on the deep drive to the warning track. Here comes Winfield. Winfield, right fielder, hitting 256, 5 homers and 16 driven in against Correa. That's a 4-12, and that's a strikeout. So Correa strikes out Winfield to end the inning. The Yankees get a 1-out walk, but that's all they get. We go to the bottom of the first. It is Yankees nothing and Texas coming to bat. And they've got mostly their right-handed lineup in there against the lefty Rasmussen. The only lefty batter is Pete O'Brien. Everybody else is right-handed or switch. And so we have Bob Brower in center field, not Odom McDowell. We have Bob Brower leading off in center field. Make sure cards don't get covered up here. I think we're okay now. I'm looking at it on my phone, but looking at my computer, it's a little bit different. So let me see. Yeah, it looks like we're still okay. Hello, Tim. Good to see you. Jeremy, good to see you as well. All right. So we are ready for the bottom of the first. Get the full numbers on Rasmussen. He's 1-0 with a 3.57 earned run average, 23 innings pitched, 20 hits, 6 walks, 15 strikeouts. For Bob Brower, he's struggling, hitting a .195, a homer and 6 driven in. That's a 4-7, and that's a 1 for a double, but anything else he will fly to left, and he flies it out to Danny Pasqua in left field. 1 down, Brower is out of there, and here comes the shortstop, Scott Fletcher. Fletcher on the replay is hitting .310, no homers, 8 driven in. 6-11, and that's a fly ball left field X, so Pascal gets another chance, but it's on an X chance. He's a 3. 3-19, he'll get to that. E5, the only way he blows it on an E5 is 4, 14, and 18. And he makes the play. So Pasqua, both putouts. 2 down, and here comes the only lefty in the lineup, Pete O'Brien, first baseman. He's hitting .295, 5 homers, 13 runs driven in. Hello, Alex and Ernest. Good to see all of you. Again, apologize for the false start where the focus was out, but hopefully we're better now. 3-3, left-handed is a line out to short, and Tollison will snag it. And the Rangers go quietly. 1, 2, 3. Both teams have good offenses. I'm not sure about their pitching, so I'm kind of expecting a higher scoring game, but that's why you roll the dice. You just never know what's going to happen. That game between Cleveland and Chicago last time, I thought that would be a high scoring affair, and it ended up being very much a pitcher's duel. So you never know till you actually get the dice on the table. All right, so Danny Pasqua will lead things off. And that's going to be for Pasqua hitting .167, 2 homers, 4 driven in. It's a 3-11, and that's a ballpark blast right there. 3-11 diamond shot, ballpark blast. But that's an 18. Home runs are only 11. So again, it's going to end up at the warning track as a deep fly ball. So the D20, since I swapped out that white D20 for this white D20, the rolls have been getting much higher. We're not getting all those 1s and 2s. So that cost Pasqua the chance at a long ball. 1 away, and here's Gary Ward hitting .239, 1 homer and 9 driven in. He is the designated hitter in this game. 3-9 against the righty is a ground ball to short. Fletcher to O'Brien, 2 down, and that brings up Pagliarulo. And for Pagliarulo on the replay, he checks in at .230, 3 homers, 8 driven in. 5-6 to the lefty is a strikeout, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Yankees in the second. Go to the bottom of the second, still no score. From Arlington Stadium, deep in the heart of Texas. Since I'm doing this game in the afternoon, the primetime game is going to be the History Maker Cincinnati Reds replay, picking it up at Game 16, where they will host the Phillies for a 2-game set It'll be Jose Rijo against Ken Howell. That'll be the pitching matchup. And that will complete the month of April in that replay. Then the second game will be on May 1st, and that'll be one more game with the Phillies. And then on May 2nd, they will travel to New York. And in the first game, I believe Viola pitches for the Mets in that game. So we'll see. All right, Pete Incaviglia hitting .180. But in 61 at-bats, he has already struck out 28 times. He's hitting .180 with 2 homers and 6 driven in. It's a 5-4, and he just missed a ballpark blast. 5-4 is a pop to first. And that would have been a home run with an 11, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. He ends up popping it up to Mattingly for out number 1. Yes, we are back, RJL. I had to shut down YouTube in order to be able to edit the webcam settings and get the focus straight. So now we're back. Yeah, missed anything. It's nothing to the bottom of the second. Here's Ruben Sierra. 339 average, and he's up near the tops in home runs with 9 and 15 runs batted in. 6'7", switch hitter batting right-handed is a ground ball shortstop X. That's Tollison. He's a 3. 3 and 16, he'll get to that. His error is an E22. So as an E22 shortstop, he has to avoid 6, 15, 17, and 18. And he barely does with a 7, but it's a tough hop, but he makes the play and throws Sierra out of there. 2 down, and that's going to send up the DH Larry Parrish. Parrish hitting .286, 4 homers and 13 driven in. 5'10", and that's a catcher X. That's going to be Skinner. He's a 2. 2 and a 17, probably a ground out or a pop out. Let's see. 2 and a 17 is actually a G2. And his error rating is an E4. The only error chances 16, 17, and 18. And so it'll be a G2, so it's a 2-3 ground out to end the inning. A little number in front of the plate, and as slow as Parrish runs, Skinner had plenty of time to throw him out. So 2 innings in the books, and we got no score. Hello, Prague. Good to see you. Top of the third we go. And leading off for the Yankees will be the catcher. The catcher, Joel Skinner. Followed by Tollison, and then back to the top of the order for Ricky Henderson. So for Skinner, he's in a .184, no homers and 5 driven in. 4.9 is an in-home run chance, and he has normal power. That is straight up dope right there. No D20 needed or no chart needed at all. That's a straight up in-home run on a 4.9 against right-handers, and Joel Skinner has the normal power. So that is gone. Joel Skinner just takes Correa deep, and that's the first home run of the season for Joel Skinner. As he takes Correa deep, it's 1-0 Yankees. Straight up in-home run chances on 4.9 and 4.10. That's trouble for Correa. Wants to avoid those. Here's Wayne Tollison, and a 4-2 is a ground ball shortstop X. Tollison on the replay. Before I get further, hitting a .140, 2 homers, 7 driven in. So 4-2 is a ground ball shortstop X. That's Fletcher. He's a 3. 3 and a 10, he'll get to it. He is an E26. He's got to avoid 12, 17, and 18, which he does. So Fletcher on the job there. Throws out Tollison. One shortstop throwing out another. And here's Ricky. He flew to right his first chance. 2-6 for Ricky, and that's a single to center field, and he's going to be looking to get the lead. He is definitely looking to get that lead, and he needs a 6 or a 7 to get the lead. Does not get it. That's a 2. That is a chance. That is definitely a chance of a, let's look at the book for those that aren't familiar with what happens with that. A balk or a pass ball may occur. I'm sorry, that's for when nobody's on base. When attempting to steal, A 2 is a possible balk on the pitcher. So we go to the balk rating on Correa, and his balk rating is a 0. So there is no balk chance at all, but Ricky cannot get the lead now because of that. So would have checked for balk, but he has no balk rating, or he has a 0 balk rating, so we leave it alone. And we will move on. Willie Randolph, the batter. Nothing on the havoc. Randolph walked his first trip. 4-4, and that's a ground ball, shortstop X. And again, we're looking at the shortstop Fletcher. He's a 3. 3 and an 11 as a shortstop. 3 and an 11 is a G2. So the only thing to do is a force play. Best they can do is a fielder's choice. And again, at shortstop, E22, he's got to avoid. He has E26 rather. He has to avoid 12, 17, and 18. And he did not. That's a 12. So it will be an error. G2 error. So one base error on Fletcher. Not what Correa needed. He needed some assistance there. But Fletcher boots it on the 12. There you can see it right here on the chart. When you're in E26, that 12 is sitting there all alone on the E1 spot. 26 and a 12, E1. And Fletcher is an E26. So that's going to put runners at first and second with 1 out for Donnie Baseball. Hello, Miroslav. First time I've seen you in the channel before. Welcome. Don't know how you found us, but glad you found us. And here is a havoc roll for Mattingly. Mattingly flew deep to right field his first time up. 6-8 to the lefty is a walk. That's going to load the bases. So boy, Correa just going from bad to worse, getting himself into all kinds of trouble. Bases are loaded now for Winfield with only 1 out. Now, Texas will play back for the double play, as Winfield does have some ground ball A's on his card. So they will play back for the double play. Pitch to Winfield, 4-4. Ground ball, shortstop X. Fletcher gets another chance. He's a 3 again. 3 and 19. That would be a double play as long as there's no error. Again, has to avoid 12, 17, and 18. Last time we rolled that 12. This time we don't. So it's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. So he kind of atones for it, that error, by turning the 6-4 double play, 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. And after all is said and done, the Yankees only come away with 1 run, which was the home run from Skinner. So they left the bases loaded. Well, they would have. The double play erased some of that, but bases loaded and 1 out, and they can't score it. So big break there for Correa. Keeps the Rangers in the game. All right, Tim, you take care, and we'll catch you all later. Hello, DJ from the West Coast. Hello, Mr. Larry Harris. All right, so Rasmussen will come out with a 1-0 lead to protect. He's going to be facing the bottom of the order, Slot, Buechele, and Brown for the Rangers. Slot hitting .275, 4 homers, 10 driven in. That's a 3-11 against the lefty, and that's a straight-up home run for Don Slot. No doubt about it. Look at it again. 3-11 against the left-hander. It's a solid home run. You don't need a D20. You don't need anything. That's a solid home run for Don Slot. It's going to tie the ball game up. Slot, his 5th home run of the season, RBI number 11. But how about that? Both catchers with solo home runs in this game. Not the suspects you would normally think of for hitting home runs on these teams, but they've done it. Solid home runs. No D20 check needed. So just like that, the Rangers, after they were threatened to be blown out of here by the Yankees with all those runners in the top of the inning, now just tie the score. All right, here is Buechele, and he's hitting .250, 3 homers, 9 driven in. It's a 5-11. That's a ground ball, pitcher X. Rasmussen's a 3 with an E10. 3 and a 17, he will get to it. E10 for a pitcher. E10 for a pitcher. So just to be a safe side, 3 and a 17 is a G1. E10 has to avoid 11, 15, 3, and 18. So this little block right there. That little block right there on the E10. 3, 11, 15, and 18. And that is a total of 11, so he is good to go. He will make the play. Throw out Bouchel. 1 down. Brings up the governor, Jerry Brown. And Brown, what can Brown do for Texas? Brown is hitting .245. No homers, 3 driven in. 1-4, and he's going to ground it to short. Tollison is there. 2 down. RJO, one of these days I may get a what do you call it, 4K camera, but at the moment not going to be looking for that. All right, so Bob Brower steps up. Flew to left his first chance. 2-7, and that's going to be a strikeout to end the inning. So the inning's over, but the home run from Don Slaught has tied the game. At the end of 3, we're tied at a run apiece. Home runs from both catchers. The unlikeliest of home run hitters. Correa back out. His fatigue is only a 5. Same with Rasmussen, so they may not last too long in this game, fatigue-wise. Danny Pasqua will lead it off for the Yankees. Pasqua. Depends on what season you get, Miroslav. If you get one of the modern seasons and you buy the extra players, you can get 30, 34, 35 players. If you buy an older season, like in the 80s, you're probably only going to get 27. So if you order the 80 set, it's probably 27 a piece. There might be a few additional players mixed in, but most likely it's going to be 27. That's because there's 9 on a sheet, and you don't normally get 3 sheets per team. So typically it's like 9 pitchers, and then well, I take it back. Typically it's about 10 or 11 pitchers, and the rest are, I think it's usually like a 10 and a 17 batters and 10 pitchers, or it could be 18 and 9. Not sure how they do it. It's been a while since I've ordered to check it out, so don't know for sure. All right, so Danny Pasqua to lead it off. It's a 1-4, and that's a home run chance, 1-13. That is a 13. And if we were doing robbing home runs, this would be the perfect time to rob a home run, but of course wasn't doing that all season, so we're not going to start now. So Danny Pasqua just puts the Yankees back in the lead with home run number 3 on the season, as he just snuck it over the right field wall. Sierra leaped but couldn't get it. And Danny Pasqua, look at it again, 1-4 is a split chance, 1-13 home run. That is a 13. So Danny Pasqua puts the Yankees right back in the lead, 2-1. And here's Gary Ward, DH. 6-10. And that's a catcher X, so we're going to Slaught. He's a 3. 3 and a 17 for a catcher is a G3, so it's a ground out. Slaught's error rating is a 10, so he's got to avoid 12 and 18. And boy, 16. So he did avoid it. It's going to be a 2-3 ground out to throw out Mr. Ward. 1 down for Pagliarulo, third baseman. 1-8, and that's a walk. Base on balls, but Pagliarulo will not be going anywhere, will not try anything. He's going to stand pat. And that'll bring up Skinner, who homered his first chance. Nothing on the Havoc. Correa to Skinner. It's a 6-7, and that's a 1-4 double. 5-20 is a single. That's a 2, so it's a double 2 stars. So how about that? Skinner is homered, and now he is doubled. Since it's 2 stars, Pags has to stop at third. And with 1 out, the Yankees are in business with runners at second and third. But they do have Wayne Tollison at the plate. So the infield for the Rangers is going to come in. They don't give a cheap run if they can avoid it. No cheap run if they can avoid it. 4-5, and that is a strikeout, a big strikeout for Correa. And now the infield can go back to normal. Ricky Henderson is at the plate. They could walk Ricky and pitch to Randolph. But Correa's already walked 3, so then you take a chance of walking in a run. So I think you're going to have to deal with it. So Ricky at the plate, second and third, 2 outs. Clutch situation for Ricky. He loses a hit on a 110 on the clutch. And he also loses 2 hits here, 2-5 and 2-6. So he's definitely anti-clutch. That's a 6-8, though, and that's going to be trouble for Correa. 1-3 is a triple. 4-20 is a double. That's a 9. It's a double for Ricky Henderson. A 2-run double for Ricky Henderson. And the Yankees now explode with 3 runs in the inning to take a 4-1 lead. 4-1 lead. And here's Randolph. Henderson will be held on second, obviously. That's a 5-8, and that's another walk. So Correa, his 4th walk of the game, and he may not be around much longer. He's got Donnie Baseball coming up now with 2 on and 2 outs. In the clutch, Mattingly gains a hit on 212 and on 310, so he's pro-clutch. So Correa to Mattingly. Mattingly has flown to right and walked. 2-4. Ground ball right back to Correa to end the inning. But the Yankees put up a 3 spot, a home run from Pasqua, and a 2-run double from Henderson. And just like that, the Yankees lead it 4-1 over Texas as we go to the bottom of the 4th. And these were the runs I was kind of expecting. And let's see if the Rangers can counter against Dennis Rasmussen. It'll be Fletcher, O'Brien, and Incaviglia, heart of the order for the Rangers. Bobby Valentine not looking happy right now. 5-3, ground ball back to Rasmussen. 1 away. And don't forget this evening after RJL's game on his channel, we will have the 1990 Cincinnati Reds History Maker game, their first of a 2-game set against the Philadelphia Phillies. Jose Rijo against Ken Howell from Riverfront Stadium. They got 2 more home games, and then they go on a real long road trip. They go to New York, St. Louis, and Pittsburgh on a big, long road trip. So they got to try to get the wins at home while they can. Here's O'Brien, 4-8. That's a single to left field for Pete O'Brien. O'Brien will not go anywhere, will not be held. And here's Incaviglia, Mr. Strikeout himself. 2, so a chance of a balk or a pass ball. We're looking at the pass ball rating of Skinner. He's a 1. Not likely. Nope, no pass ball. 2-7 against that's a strikeout, boy. 2-8 would have been a chance for something good to happen. 2-9, 2-10, but 2-7 is a strikeout. And Incaviglia strikes out for the 29th time in 63 at-bats. 2 down for Ruben Sierra, switch hitter. 2-5, and that's a ground ball to short. So this will be a fielder's choice as Tollison flips to Randolph to end the inning. At the end of 4, it is Yankees 4 and Texas 1. And the Texas bullpen is loosening. Ed Correa, this is his point of weakness inning. So they will have to be cognizant of that. And Winfield is your batter. He's had a rough day. He struck out and hit into a double play. So he would like to atone and make something happen. 5-7, and he'll draw another walk from Correa. Boy, Correa just issuing those free passes like they're going out of style. That now is 5 walks for Ed Correa. Texas bullpen is loosening. They do have action down there. They do have Mike Tenderloin is loosening in the bullpen for Texas. And now Pasqua is up. Winfield will not be held, will not try to go anywhere. And with Pasqua up, Pasqua homered his last time up. 311, and he's going to have a ballpark blast again, but this time 14 is too high for the 11. So it's just a deep fly to right, but boy, that could have been another home run right there. The D20 saved Correa's bacon right there. That'll bring up Gary Ward. Texas still in the game, but another two-run shot like that might put it away. 3-8, and that's a ground ball to short. That'll do it. 6-4-3 double play. Once again, second double play turned by the Rangers. And that's kind of helping them stay in the game as well, getting these double plays. So Correa will keep some of his freshness. He only gave up a walk. That was it. So he can continue for the 6th. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, still 4-1 ball game. And Rasmussen will come out. And he will be facing Larry Parrish, the DH, followed by Slot and Buechele. 5-10 is a catcher X, and that's going to be Skinner. He's a 2. Keep in mind, nobody on base, so no chance of a wild pitch or anything. 2 is a 20 is a G1, so it's a ground out. His error chances are a 4, so that means 16, 17, and 18 are the avoided numbers. And he does, so it's a good play. He throws out that's the second time Parrish is grounded right in front of the plate for Skinner. So he has not found that to his liking. I'll bring up Don Slot. Homered his first time up. 2-6 against the lefty. He's going to 1-9 triple. That's a 15. It will be a double for Don Slot. So how about that? Both catchers have homered and doubled in this game. In that order. Weird stuff. All right, here's Buechele. And this is the point of weakness inning for Rasmussen as well. So that's the first knock against the point of weakness. Slot obviously not being held at second. Buechele, 5-10. Catcher X again. So we're going right back to Skinner. And that's a 9. And he is a 2. 9 and a 2 is a P/F. We'll see if there's an error again. That is a total of 12, and on the E4, there is no 12 error there, but it's a P/F. So we'll see what happens on that. P/F says that we're going to go to the wild pitch rating of the pitcher to determine if a pass ball has occurred. Rasmussen's an 8. There will be a wild pitch. So wild pitch will move Slot to third base with only 1 out. Infield's going to lay back. They got a 3-run lead. They want outs. So now Buechele back in the box after that wild pitch. 1-7. He's going to strike out, a big strikeout for Rasmussen. Now he might possibly get out of the inning. With Jerry Brown, the governor. Brown grounded to short in his first time up. It's a 1-10, and that's a single to center field, so they'll get the run home. Brown comes through. RBI single, cuts the lead to 4-2. And he will be looking to get the jump, get the lead. Needs a 2 or a 4 through 9, but on 11, he is automatically caught. So we'll see what happens. That is a 5. He does get the lead because a 4 through 9 gives him the lead. So he's a 15, being held as a 13, but the +3 is a 16. So 1-16, and Jerry Brown will steal it. And he does. Stolen base, Jerry Brown. So he's in scoring position with 2 outs, which can be big. And Bob Brower, the batter. Brown is being held at second base. Trying to keep him close. Brower 0 for 2. That's a 2-6, and that is a clutch situation, which we are in a clutch situation thanks to the stolen base. So this 2-6 out becomes a base hit 2 stars right here. That clutch turns into a base hit, 2 stars. And that's going to be an RBI single for Brower in the clutch. It would have been a fly to center, but with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position, that turns into a clutch hit. So without the stolen base, that would not have been a run. How about that? How about that? Yankees now feeling the effect of the clutch from Bob Brower. It is now 4-3. Texas right back in this game. And Brower is going to try to get the lead. He needs a 2 through 9 to do it. Why not stay aggressive? He does get the lead. Again, 15, it'd be a 1-16. And he's in there with stolen base for Brower. So they are taking advantage of Rasmussen. And Rasmussen is tired, but they're going to try to get him through the inning, if at all possible, so he can qualify for a win. Got to go 5 innings to qualify for that win. Here's Fletcher. He's 0 for 2. 5-9 is a strikeout, and he did it. So Rasmussen hangs in there long enough to pitch 5 innings. And he would qualify for the win as long as the Yankees don't lose the lead. But after 5 complete, things have tightened up. It is now 4-3 in favor of the Yankees. Correa will come back out. Pagliarulo, Skinner, and Tollison do up. But again, Mike Lloyd in the bullpen is ready if needed. Correa 5-4 against Pagliarulo. Fly ball center field X. We're looking at Brower. He's a 3. 3 and a 6. That could be interesting. I think he'll get to it with a 3 and a 6. Let's find out. Yep, 3 and a... No, he does not. I take it back. I just looked again. 3 and a 6 is actually an SI2. So he does not get to it. It's going to be a single. Check for an error. He's an E14. Got to avoid 16, 12, 17, and 18. And that is a total of 14. And he was an E14. So there is no 14. There will be no error, but it will be a base hit for Pagliarulo. Single for Pagliarulo, and that's going to bring up Skinner. Boy, he's homered and doubled. He likes the way Correa is pitching, obviously. .311, and that's a home run chance on a 1-7, but that's a 14, so it's a deep fly to left field. So he just missed his 2nd home run of the game. And that's about the 3rd time we've had a fly ball to the warning track thanks to a higher D20. So out number 1, and that brings up Tollison. Nothing on the havoc. Correa to Tollison. 1-5, and that's a ground ball first base B, so O'Brien will throw to short for the force play, but no return throw as Tollison reaches on the fielder's choice. 3-6. 2 down. Tollison will not be going anywhere. We're back to the top of the order for Ricky. He had a 2-run double his last time up. He's 2 for 3 in the game. 4-6 against Correa. 1-7 is a single. That's a 15, though. It's a liner to short. And that's going to do it for Correa. He's going to go 6 innings, and that's going to be it. They're not going to push their luck any further with him, as he has been wavering the last couple innings, and that's going to do it for Correa. Check on Rasmussen, too, because he is tired. They may have to, I think they'd like to get one more inning out of Rasmussen before they pull him, but we shall see. It's a lefty-on-lefty matchup to start things off, but I'm going to get the totals on Correa before we go on any further. Clean up that pitching line. So Correa is going to go 6 innings, give up 6 hits and 4 runs. They were all earned. Walked 5, struck out 3, and he is on the hook for the loss if the Rangers don't produce a rally that at least ties the game at some point. So Rasmussen to O'Brien. That's a 1-3, and that's a fly to center field. Hauled in by Ricky. One down. That'll bring up Incaviglia. Rasmussen to Inky. 5-3 is a ground ball right back to Rasmussen. 2 down. So despite being tired, he's managing to get through the inning, potentially. Here's Sierra. 2-9, and hits the ground ball to short. So that's going to do it, a 1-2-3 inning for Rasmussen. So despite being a little tired, maybe that helps his sinker and gets those ground balls. And at the end of 6 innings of play, it is the Yankees 4 and the Rangers 3. And we will get a new pitcher for Texas. I'm not sure if it's going to be Lloyd. Since we're in the 7th inning, I think we're going to go to somebody that's a little bit more efficient than Lloyd. So we're going with Dale Mahorsic instead. Right-hander Dale Mahorsic. So Mahorsic will be brought in. We'll get the numbers on him. Mahorsic. On the replay, Mahorsic is 1-1 with no saves. His ERA is high at 7.71, but he's only thrown 9 innings pitched, so he threw 99 in real world, so you got to give him some time. 12 hits, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. And he'll be facing the heart of the order, Randolph, Mattingly, and Winfield to start the 7th for the Yankees. That's a 3-11 for Randolph, and that's going to be a ballpark single check, 1 to an 11. That's a 10. It will be a single for Willie Randolph. And now we'll get the pitcher-catcher hold. Mahorsic, his hold rating is a -5, so with the +1 from Slot, it's a -4, so that could hinder the run game for sure. So Randolph will be held, but he won't go anywhere. And they will go to Donnie Baseball. Donnie Baseball. Nothing on the Havoc. Mattingly is 0 for 2 with a walk. 5-7 against Mahorsic. Ground ball, second base, X. Second baseman is Brown. He's a 3. 3-13. 3-13 for a second baseman. 3-13 is a G2, so they can get a fielder's choice. That's all they'll be able to get. E16, he's got to avoid 3, 15 through 18. A 15 through 18 and a 3. That's what he's got to avoid. And he does. So it's going to be a 4-6 fielder's choice. Only play for Brown is to go to Fletcher for the quick fielder's choice, and that's all they're going to get. No double play possible. And that'll bring up Mr. Mattingly. I'm sorry, Mr. Winfield. Mattingly is on base, not being held. And Winfield is your batter. 0 for 2. Walk, strikeout, and a double play. Nothing on the Havoc. 4-6, and that's a 1-9 single. That's an 8. It's a base hit. It's only 1 star. So puts runners at first and second with 1 out for Danny Pasqua, the left-hander, who's already homered once in this game. The only left-hander in the bullpen for Texas is Mitch Williams, their closer. So they're going to stick with Mahorsic and see what he can do. They've already turned 2 double plays. They'd love to turn a third one right here. 2-7, and they don't. They get a strikeout, though. That's almost as good as far as Mahorsic is concerned. That makes it 2 away. Turns into a clutch situation for Gary Ward. And against a right-hander in the clutch, he gains a hit on 210. Everything else is neutral. So if he gets the 210, he'll get that extra hit. Mahorsic to Ward. 3-7 is a strikeout, and that's going to end the inning. So Mahorsic comes back with a couple of strikeouts to get out of the mess. And we go the 7th inning stretch here in Texas. It is the Rangers trailing the Yankees by the score of 4-3. And let's see, Rasmussen's going to come back out, I believe. Yankee bullpen is active. Loosening down in their bullpen is right-hander Tim Stoddard. Tim Stoddard, a right-hander, is loosening in their bullpen for the Yankees, just in case. But we are at the 7th inning stretch, so I'm going to stand up just a quick second and take a quick stretch break so that we can mosey on and try to finish this game at a reasonable time. But it always helps to take a quick stretch break. And now that we're in the 7th inning, I may have to start putting the pitcher and catcher over here because I'm going to run out of room and you're going to lose the peripherals. And if I move it too much, you're going to lose the dice tray. So got to pick your poison on that one, I guess. All right, so Rasmussen is going to end up pitching to Parrish. Parrish has grounded out to Skinner twice. He's 0 for 2. 2 ground outs to Skinner. 4-3 Yankees, bottom of the 7th we go. Oh, and I forgot to put in a Horsick over here, didn't I? All right. So here we go. Parrish. Rasmussen to Parrish, 3-9. And that's a ballpark blast, 1-11, but that's an 18. And again, another warning track fly ball. At 1-11, that's an 18. That's at least the 4th or 5th time that's happened. Ballpark blasts have gone to die in the warning track area because of the large number on the D20. So Parrish just misses tying the game with a home run. And here comes Don Slaught. So Parrish, that deep fly to left. And that'll bring up Don Slaught. Slaught has homered and doubled. That's a 5-6, and he's going to draw the base on balls. So Rasmussen says, I don't want any part of Don Slaught. And he walks him. That'll bring up Buechele. Keep in mind, Rasmussen is tired, so if we hit one of these dot results, he's going to automatically have to come out of the game. That's just my rule. Don't believe that's a Strat rule. It's just my rule. All right, here's Buechele. 1-7, and that is a strikeout. So Rasmussen hanging in there, trying to get through 7 innings if possible. Eventually get it over to Ricketty, potentially. Here's Jerry Brown. Nothing on the habit. Rasmussen to Brown. 6-3 is a ground ball first base X. That's Mattingly. He's a 1. And E6, so he's a 1. You know he's going to get to it, but we'll roll this anyway, just for general purpose. 1-4 is going to be a G2. Now, if he was holding the runner, it'd be a different story, but they were not holding Slaught on, so that pound sign does not take effect. E6, he's got to avoid 3, 13, and 18, which he does. So Mattingly will flip it to Rasmussen covering to end the inning. And Rasmussen's going to go 7. They're going to cap him at 7 innings. And they'll turn it over to either Stoddard or Ricketty for a 6-out save, depending on how they want to play it. And that one goes 3-1. So let's get the totals on Rasmussen since he is complete. He goes 7 innings, gives up 5 hits and 3 runs, all earned. 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. And, of course, the 1 home run to Don Slaught. So Rasmussen in line for the win if the Yankees can hold on. Well, Horsick back out. He'll be facing Pagliarulo, Skinner, and Tollison, bottom of the order for the Yankees in a 4-3 ball game here in the top of the 8th. All right. Horsick to Pagliarulo, 6-2, and that's a split chance. 1-14 is a single, but that's a 19, so he lines it to second. So again, another high D20 helps him out. And that's 1 away for catcher Skinner. He's homered and doubled and flown to left. 6-9, he's going to pop it up to short. Fletcher is there, 2 down. And that will send up Tollison. 2-7 for Tollison. He will draw the base on balls. But he will not be held, will not go anywhere. Especially with that -4 from Mahorsic. So here's Henderson. He's 2 for 4. 4-5 for Mahorsic is a 1-3 triple. Anything else is a single. It's a single 2 stars for Henderson, his third hit of the game. And Tollison will take third. So Yankees looking to add to that lead. It's now a clutch situation with runners at the corners for Willie Randolph. Randolph is completely neutral in the clutch, except for this area. He gets 1 hit on a 1-3. He gets an extra hit. So he's slightly above average in the clutch. Henderson not going to go anywhere. They want Randolph to hit. 3-10, and he does hit, but he hits a fly ball to center field to end the inning. So Mahorsic pitches out of it. Keeps the Yankees at bay. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is still 4-3 Yankees here at Arlington Stadium. And the Yankees will have a new pitcher coming on for Rasmussen. And we'll see who they want to go to. It's the top of the order coming up. And you know what? Let's see how rested Righetti is. If he's rested, we're going to bring in Righetti. Not going to mess around. Yep, Righetti is well rested, so Dave Righetti is going to come on and try to get a 6-out save, which back in 1987 was no big deal. That's what he will do. His hold is a -5, so that really is good. That's going to cut down the run game significantly for the Rangers. And he's going to be facing top of the order, Brower, Fletcher, and O'Brien here in the bottom of the 8th. On the replay, Mattingly is 1-0. I'm sorry, Righetti 1-0 with 4 saves, a 3.60 earned run average. He had a 3.51 earned run average in the real world, so he's almost right on number there. 10 innings pitched, 7 hits, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. And Bob Brower, your batter. Brower is 1 for 3 with a stolen base. That's a 3-5, and that's a 1-3 triple. Anything else is a single, so it's a leadoff single for Bob Brower. And Bob Brower's already got a stolen base in this game, but that -5 sitting there, that's really going to hinder him because even if he gets the lead, you're talking a 1-8. So that kind of puts the kibosh on the running game. They will have to hold him, obviously, but it's going to really put the kibosh on the running game. So now here's Fletcher, 0 for 3. 6-6 for Righetti, but that's a single to center field. So how about that? Single to center. Ricky is a +2 arm. Brower runs at a 16. Being held makes him a 15, but the +2 is a 17. And if they throw through, Fletcher's going to get second base, so they're going to have to let Brower take third base. The odds are just not good to throw through with Ricky's +2 arm. So the Rangers have runners at the corners with nobody out and Pete O'Brien, the batter. Yankees will be playing for the double play. They want to. It's one thing to give up 1 run. They don't want to give up 2 or 3 and lose the game. So they're playing for the double play. 110 for O'Brien. Doesn't matter where they're playing. 1's a double, 2-20 is a single. That's a 2. That's a single for O'Brien. That will tie the game at 4. So now Rasmussen cannot win it and Correa cannot lose it. But Righetti gets a blown save. And he might be bucking for a loss the way he's going here. He's given up 3 consecutive hits. And here comes in Cavilla. Infield is still playing for the double play because they need that. They need outs. They're trying to minimize the damage, but really he needs a strikeout. That's what he really needs. 5-7. He gets a walk. I'm sorry, 5-7's a walk, so that didn't help him at all. Righetti just doesn't seem to have it for whatever reason. Now the Yankee bullpen, Tim Stoddard, is back in loosening because Righetti just does not seem to have it right now. Sierra, the bases are loaded. Bases are loaded with nobody out. Infield's still back. They got to get an out. They haven't gotten an out yet. That's a 110, and that's a ground ball pitcher A. The infield is considered to be in when it's hit to the pitcher. So with the infield in, that changes everything. With the bases loaded, Infield in, ground ball A. Bases loaded is a 9. Batter out, runner on third out, double play. How about that? So that's going to go 1 to 2 to 3 for a double play, the way I read that. It's a 1, 2, 3 double play. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3 double play up there. Going to third base is Fletcher. And going to second base is Incaviglia. But it's a 1, 2, 3 double play because the pitcher is considered to be playing in at all times. So we go with that in result, and we get the 1, 2, 3 double play. So 2 down for Larry Parrish. Score still tied at 4, but runners are at second and third, so a clutch situation. And Parrish does gain 2 hits in the clutch against left-handers and 2 more over here, and 1 over here. So he's definitely good against the lefties in the clutch. So Righetti's got to bear down against Parrish. Try to keep the score tied. 4-8 for Righetti is a strikeout, and he gets out of the inning, but the Rangers have tied the score, and we're going to go to the 9th with a 4-4 tie. Game is now in the hands of Mahorsic and Righetti. That's if Mahorsic is going to come back in or not. We don't know. He's gone 2 innings. They may cap him at 2 innings. We're going to have, for the Yankees, Mattingly, Winfield, and Pasqua, 2 out of 3 left-handed. So the wild thing, Mitch Williams, is going to make his entrance for the Rangers. We will cap Mahorsic at 2 innings. And we're not sure about Righetti yet. So let's go to box score and get those numbers on Mahorsic. We can close him out. 2 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. And Mitch Williams, who's a -6 on his hold, so that makes him a -5. So that will certainly help cut down on the Yankee run game potentially. Top of the 9th, tied at 4. So this game turned out better than I thought it would. Thought at first the Yankees might blow this thing open, but Rangers have had other ideas. So Mitch Williams going to come on the replays, 0-1 with 3 saves, a 6.43 earned run average, 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, 12 walks, and 11 strikeouts in 7 innings. So living up to the Wild Thing moniker. But here's Mattingly. 1-5 from Mattingly. Oh, look at that. 1-5. Mattingly said, I don't care if you're Wild Thing or not. 1-5 is a solid home run against left-handed pitching. 1-5 home run. It would have been a home run off Mahorsic as well on a 1-5 to the right side. So, but Mattingly homers. And for Mattingly, that is home run number 3 on the season. Couldn't have come at a bigger time. It now puts the Yankees in the lead 5-4 over the Rangers. And that certainly silences the crowd. Here's Winfield. 4-7, and that is a ground ball second base ex Jerry Brown. Brown is a 3 E16. 3 and a 5, that could be trouble. 3 and a 5 is a G3. It's good enough to get there. E16, he's got to avoid 3 and then 15 through 18, basically. And he does. So it's good play for Jerry Brown. Takes care of Winfield, 1 away. And here comes Danny Pasqua. So Righetti will blow a save, but he might get the win. Here's Pasqua, lefty on lefty matchup. Do they go to a right-hander off the bench for Pasqua is the question. No, I think the only righty they have off the bench is Kittle. They could pinch hit with Kittle and bring in Claudell Washington if they so chose. But I think Pasqua's had a good game. They're going to let Pasqua swing. He faced lefties 17% of the time. You got to let him pitch. Got to let him face lefties at least once in a while. 3-5, and he strikes out. 2 down. Just out of curiosity, Ron Kittle on a 3-5 would have flown to center field. So, and outs and outs and out. 2 down for Gary Ward, the DH. That's a 1-8 against the lefty, and it's a 1-4 single, but that's a 9, so he lines it to short to end the inning. But the Yankees take a 5-4 lead into the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Rangers. It'll be the bottom of the order, Slot, Buechele, and Brown, although we could see pinch hitters. And Righetti's back out. Stoddard is ready in the bullpen if needed. If Righetti struggles, they will pull him and bring in Stoddard for the save. They have no allegiance to Righetti if he's pitching poorly. So Slot, not going to pinch hit for him, not the way he's played this game. 110, and that's a single for Don Slot. He's a triple away from the cycle. Homered, doubled, walked, and singled. He's done perfectly. However, in the 9th inning, you need speed on the bases, so they're going to have to pull Don Slot and bring in a pinch runner. So we will get a pinch runner for Don Slot, who runs at a 10. So we need somebody a little bit faster than that. And it looks like Curtis Wilkerson, or might it be Odabe McDowell? Let's see, is McDowell active? I think he is. Yes, he is. So Odabe McDowell will pinch run. He's a 17, and he's a threat to steal as well. But with the -5, he probably won't. But that 17 is huge. So we're going to have McDowell pinch run here in the 9th. And if it goes to the 10th, we'll have a new catcher. But McDowell is your pinch runner. Means he will have to be held. Not going to try to steal, but he will have to be held. And that could be big, too. That opens up holes because now you have Randolph having to hold him on. So that could be important. If he doesn't steal, it can create havoc the other way around. So, Buechele steps to the plate. Righetti with the havoc roll. Nothing happening. 3-2, and that is a hit by pitch. He hits Buechele. He plunked him. And I tell you what, Righetti might be having to come out of here. Jerry Brown is your batter. Switch hitter. It's a pretty good bunter. It's a B bunter. So the corners have come in, make him a C bunter. They're still going to try to bunt and get the runners in scoring position to try to win the game. So let's see what happens here. Hey, Dab, I am in Petersburg, Virginia. So he is the pride of Petersburg, Virginia, is he not? Yes, he is. All right. Don't know if he went to Dinwiddie or Petersburg. I don't remember what high school he went to. All right. So we're going to do a bunt. So let's get our bunt chart out. He is a B bunter, but with the corners coming in, it becomes a C bunter. So we're going to be in this category right here. First, we'll roll a havoc roll, make sure there's no wild pitches or anything. That's a 2, so it's a chance of a balk or a wild pitch. So that's a chance of balk or pass ball. This is a chance of a pass ball, but it's only a 1, but it's still a chance. Nope, no wild pitch. So no pass ball. So it will be a bunt. And let's see who fields it. It's a 4, which means it's going to be fielded by Mattingly at first base. Now, can he get the good bunt down? He basically needs, with a C, being a C bunter, he basically needs an 8 or less. And it gets 7, which is a good sacrifice. Right there, C bunter 7 is a good sacrifice. So it will be a good sacrifice for the governor, Jerry Brown, as all Mattingly can do is throw it to Randolph covering first base. But now the tying and winning runs are in scoring position with 1 out. With Bob Brower, the batter. And Brower 2 for 2 in his last 2 at-bats. Yankees now. The Yankees are going to make a controversial move, and maybe it's not that all controversial. I don't know. They are going to pull Dave Righetti. And they're going with Tim Stoddard to try to get the save. Rigetti just hasn't been sharp all game, so they're going with Tim Stoddard with facing the right-hander Brower. So Rigetti technically could still win it, but can also lose it. If the Rangers score 2 runs in this inning to win the game, he could lose it. Stoddard will be coming on. On the replay, Stoddard is 1-1 with a 0.82 earned run average. 11 innings pitched, 10 hits, 2 walks, and 18 strikeouts. That strikeout is huge. They could use a strikeout right about now. The Rangers, on their bench, if they decided to go with a pinch hitter, they do have left-hander Darrell Porter and Gino Petralli, a switch hitter, as well as Curtis Wilkerson, a switch hitter, on the bench for Brower. Brower on the season hit .261, though. So it's kind of tough to take him out of there. So I think they're going to stick with Brower. They're going to let Brower take on Tim Stoddard. So Stoddard is on for Rigetti. Rigetti's going to go an inning and a third. Can't do anything else until we get I can get the strikeouts. He walked 1, struck out 1. And he gave up 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Just can't do the runs yet. Giving up 1 run, but it could be more than that. So Brower and the infield is going to have to come in for the Yankees. They have no choice. Second and third and only 1 out. The infield is in. The infield is in against Bob Brower. Stoddard to Brower. 3-11, and that's a ballpark single check. That's a 10, and the singles are an 11, so that's a base hit for Bob Brower on the 3-11. It is a ballpark single check. Only 1 star. So Buechele will stop at third. Scoring is Slot. We are tied at 5 apiece. And now the Rangers 1 batter away from winning the ball game and walking this thing off. So for the Yankees, they're bringing the infield in and the outfield in. They have no choice. Sac fly won't do them any good because that'll score the run. So they're going to have to do something. Fletcher could try to run, but that would be kind of silly. Even though Stoddard's a +4, his run doesn't mean anything. So they're going to keep him where he is. Stoddard to Fletcher. Outfield is in. Absolutely. Infield and outfield both are in. That's a 4-7 for Stoddard, and that's a 1-3 single, 4-20 lines to short, and that's a 19. So that is a liner to short, and everybody stays put. 2 outs, and it's up to Pete O'Brien. O'Brien is 2 for 4 in the game. Now the infield can go back to normal. And if Stoddard can get out of this, we are going to extra innings. Stoddard to O'Brien. 3-6, and that's a walk. It's going to load the bases. And who's coming up now but Mr. Incaviglia. Incaviglia with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th, tied at 5. Incaviglia in the clutch. Loses a hit here and a hit here. So he's anti-clutch. But they're not going to pinch hit for Incaviglia. He's a big slugger, so they don't want to go that route. I don't think they have much to hit with anyway. So unless they could go to Curtis Wilkerson. He's a better hitter, average-wise, but still, I think in real world they would let Incaviglia hit here. That's a 4-6, and that is going to be a 1 for a double. Anything else, he flies to center. That's a 2, so just barely misses a double. That 2 means it's a fly ball to Ricky Henderson, and we've got extra innings. Boy, talk about just narrowly missing something. Buechele narrowly missed it, but we do have extra innings now upon us. So we can close the book on Rigetti. He's going to give up 2 runs. He will get a no decision. And now it's all in the hands of Stoddard and the wild thing, Mitch Williams. As we go to the 10th, free baseball here at Arlington Stadium. It'll be Pagliarulo, Skinner, and Tolleson if they choose to have Pagliarulo hit against the left-handed hitting Williams. They could go to a right-hander Len Cicada, but I think they'd rather have, I think they trust Pagliarulo to do a little bit more, if I'm not mistaken. First of all, we got to put a new catcher in the game. So when they pinch hit for, or pinch ran rather, for the catcher with McDowell, they will, let's see what they want to do here. The new catcher is going to be Gino Petralli. He will stay in the game to catch. So Petralli is your new catcher. So let's bring Petralli on. Gino Petralli. He is your new catcher. So Petralli will catch in the 10th. So Petralli, the catcher. And it's going to be Pasqua facing Mitch Williams. No ghost runners, absolutely not. No ghost runners. Mitch Williams, his second inning of work, he'll be facing Pasqua, Skinner, and Tollison. I'm sorry, Pagliarulo, not Pasqua. What am I doing? Pagliarulo, Skinner, and Tollison. Pagliarulo. It's a 3-2, and that's a solid home run from Pagliarulo. Look at that. 3-2 was a solid home run, clean as a baby's butt, as Jeffrey Guterman would say. Solid home run, no D20 needed. That is long and it is gone by Pags. And Mitch Williams has given up his second home run in this relief appearance. And for Pagliarulo, see how many home runs it is now for Pagliarulo. That is his fourth home run of the season. RBI number 9. That's why they didn't pinch hit for him with Cicada, because they know he can hit lefties pretty decently when given a chance. Here's Skinner. 4-8, and that's a strikeout. That'll bring up Tollison. It's a 3-9 for Tollison. He will fly to left, 2 down. So the Yankees on the verge of winning this thing, but they were on the verge in the 9th inning of winning it as well. So it ain't over till it's over, like Yogi says. Here's Ricky. 6-7 is a walk. And now Ricky may be looking to run. Although Williams is a -5, so if he gets the lead, it would be a 1-12, but they're still going to take that chance. You don't stop Ricky. Ricky don't stop for nobody. He gets the lead with a 6, so 17 for being held, -5 is a 12, 1-12. And he's caught stealing. So Ricky got a little aggressive and got caught stealing. Poor Ricky got caught stealing. So we go to the bottom of the 10th. It is now 6-5 Yankees. Stoddard will come out and try to close the deal. And that's going to be it for the Wild thing. Mitch Williams, he's going to go 2 innings. That's all for him. Stoddard will be facing Sierra, Parrish, and Petralli, the new catcher. All right, here's Ruben Sierra. 2-5, and he flies to center field, 1 away. One down, and that brings up Larry Parrish. 3-6 for Parrish. 1-16 is a double. That's an 11, so Larry Parrish with a double. And they may look to pinch run for him also. He is the DH, so you can pretty much put anybody you want to there to pinch run. Tim Stoddard is now tired. So that's another question. Do you stick with Stoddard or go to somebody else? Go to the bench for the Rangers, and Curtis Wilkerson's going to come in and pinch run for Parrish. as he runs at a 15. So he will come in and pinch run for Parrish. And he would stay in the game to be DH if it goes further. So Wilkerson as a 15 is your pinch runner. Stoddard is tired. Do they go to Cecilio Guante out of the bullpen is the question. Guante's been pretty overworked, though, so I really don't want to use him if I can avoid it. They're actually going to a left-hander, Pat Clements. So Pat Clements is going to come in and try to seal the deal. Left-hander Pat Clements. His hold is a -3. And I believe now -3 and a 0. Yep, -3. So Clements, the left-hander on the replay, 0-1 with 2 saves and a 5.40 earned run average. 12 innings pitched, 12 hits, 5 walks, 6 strikeouts. And Gino Petralli getting his first at-bat of the game. And it's a huge one against Pat Clements. Havoc roll, nothing happening. Petralli switch hitter will bat right-handed. That's a 2-8, and it's a ground ball to short. That will freeze the runner at second base. And now 1 out away. The Yankees are 1 out away from pulling out this victory. And it's all up to Steve Buechele. Buechele was hit by a pitch in his last at bat. He is 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, and a hit by pitch. But against left-handers, he's the best you got. Clutch situation. So in the clutch, he will gain a hit on 1-4. And that appears to be it. 1-4 gets him an extra hit. So Clements to Buechele, 2 outs, bottom of the 10th, 5-4 ball or 6-5 ball game. Tying run in the speedy Wilkerson at second base with 2 outs. 5-4, and that's a fly to center. That's going to do it. Yankees will hold on and win the game by the score of 6-5 in extra innings. Pat Clements had to come in and do it and save the day because Righetti didn't have it and Stoddard got tired. So we'll go to the box score and get all the totals. Mitch Williams takes the loss. He's now 0-2. He went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits. They were both home runs. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. And the winning pitcher is Tim Stoddard. He is 2-1. He did blow a save as well, but he is 2-1. Stoddard went 1 inning, gave up 2 hits. 1 walk, nothing else. Clements went 2/3 of an inning, gave up nothing. So the final line score for the Yankees, 6 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. For the Rangers, 5 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error. Yankees left on 10, Rangers left on 9. Yankees improved to 14-6, and they pulled to within 1 game of the Brewers, who are at 14-4. So the Brewers have 2 games in hand against the Yankees, but they both have 14 wins. Texas drops to 8-10 as they fall a little bit further behind the Oakland A's. Next game on the replay will be game number 135, and it'll be another game on the April 28th date. It will be the Boston Red Sox against the Oakland A's. It'll be Jeff Sellers for the Red Sox against Joaquin Andujar for the A's, and that'll be the game coming up next on the replay. Now that this one is officially in the books. So Yankees win at 6-5 tonight after RJL's game is over. If all goes to plan, I will be doing the next game in the Cincinnati Reds History Maker Baseball 1990 replay, where they are hosting the Phillies. It'll be Jose Rijo against Ken Howell of the Phillies. and that will be game number 16 on the season. The Reds are currently 10-5, but on a 2-game losing streak as they lost the last 2 out of 3 to the Expos. So they're looking to rebound and get well again before they have to hit the road. So I do appreciate everyone who spent part of your Saturday afternoon with me. And like I said, pardon the hiccup in the beginning where everything was out of focus and I had to basically do a restart. Hopefully now that the webcam is back in focus, that won't happen again. I won't mess with the settings on the webcam anymore, and we'll leave it as is and just go with what I got. So don't forget to check out RJL tonight on his channel for his next game in his 1983 replay. Always entertaining when RJL is on the air. Even if the game is not that entertaining, RJL makes it entertaining. And always has a good crowd there to banter back and forth with as well. So let's go do it from here. Until next time, enjoy play whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.